Everyone, welcome to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And today we are watching a trailer that just dropped recently, MAA. MAA.
Oh,
we talked about it.
Yeah, was that the one with like half face something?
On the poster
The
art?
poster art. Yeah.
So this is a movie starring Kajol. And we just
Just
saw
saw
her
her.
last night. The movie that we watched is actually Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, and we've seen her in other roles before. But you know, it's funny that the trailer released the very next day after we got done watching the Kajol movie. By the poster art, we can assume that it's going to be something of a horror, maybe some sort of really cool. Maybe high fantasy horror or something like
me
that.
in horror. We'll see.
I don't know, but the poster art just looks so cool. Like, how could you not? I don't think Kajol has ever been in a role. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know if she's ever been in a role like this before. So I'm actually very interested to see how she performs and
Has
how
she ever
it goes.
done? So you're talking like a horror role, kind of.
Horror, yeah. I don't know. We'll have to watch the trailer, so we're going to watch it together here, and then let's discuss it. So before we get in too much detail and just speculate, let's watch it.
Let's go for it.
माँ, पेट में दर्द हो रहा है।
Uh-oh.
पहली बार है ना सोना? आगे होटल दिखेगा ना? तो रुक जाएंगे, okay?
Already that like horror vibe with the music and the sound effects.
Darkness. Oh, that was not so good.
Does that look like snake skin?
और कितना टाइम?
बस थोड़ी देर और देर।
What?
I don't know.
श्वेता, ये एक नई जगह है और अपने माँ को बोले बगैर कहीं मत जाना।
तुम मुझे वो जगह दिखाओगी? नहीं दीदी, इधर कोई नहीं आता
that was a cool
सब
map.
कहते हैं उस पेड़ में द्वैत रहते हैं। कौन? द्वैत राक्षस।
Oh, like freaking
Oh
sounds.
no. She's got.
चुप गायब हुआ।
कब से हो रहा है ये सब?
3-4 महीना से लड़की लोग गायब होता है।
स्टॉप! तुम्हारा करा दो रहा है। तुम लोग यहाँ आए क्यों?
उस काले जंगल की माटी लाल हो चुकी है। सदियों से नन्ही बेटियों का रक्त पीकर भी भूखा है वो जंगल।
Oh man. Figure that hanging up. Ooh.
Groot?
That's not Groot.
राक्षसों को है यहाँ पे इंसानों की कोई जगह नहीं। चंद्रपुर का श्राप मिटाने के लिए आप मेरी बेटी की बलि चढ़ाना चाहते हैं?
What is? Oh.
That's a cool cut. Oh, the sound effects, man.
जब तक तेरी माँ तेरे साथ है, तेरा कोई कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकता।
All right, so that was actually pretty exciting.
I got goosebumps.
I'm
like,
even more pumped. This is kind of like Shaitan, like, and it is like, you know, from the same production team as Shaitan, right? Because I mean, watching the trailer for Shaitan, it was very kind of similar with that, like sound effects, like really playing in with those, and that, I mean, I think when you're playing with horror movies or horror genre,
you have to do sound effects.
It's like sound effects, but it's like used in a way that creates like this atmosphere. And with that background, like kind of like these little subtle piano notes and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it really gives good vibes. I'm super excited. I mean, Shaitan was a pretty big hit, so you know it did very well. I think on Netflix and you know even in the theaters, I think it did.
So
very well.
just from what I saw in the effects, I was like, okay, this is gonna be over the top horror. Which I'm like,
Are you gonna be into it? Oh
I'm like,
man,
okay, but you know me, I'll do it.
Yeah?
I'll do it. It looks good. At least it looks like there is somewhat of a good story. Okay,
Yeah.
a lot of times you can just tell from the trailer, there's little to no story here. It's all going to be about a whole lot of stuff just thrown onto film. Okay, and those I don't like, and this one you know, it's nice to see that she's going to be a strong female lead on this. So I'm like, okay, this looks cool. This looks cool. I like it.
I'm with you that the effects looked really solid. I mean, I don't know, especially in a trailer, it cuts so quick that you never really get a full view. But fire is like usually one that you can see like if they've had a budget for it or not. And that fire, like following along the vines and stuff, was actually pretty legit. It looked very good. And I'm always there for like these kind of folk horror films because like it draws on like stories that have already been told and all that sort of stuff. So there is already a presence of this like narrative that has been passed on, and it's taking that and it's bringing it into like this film medium. And so I'm always a fan of those. Like I'm watching those all the time. Anytime a new folk horror movie comes out, like I'm watching it immediately. And it's interesting seeing like different, horror genres from around the world.
Well,
I watched one from Ireland that was really good.
And it's always interesting to see how people interpret those folklore sorts of things that, you have, when I was growing up, it was La La Roma and things like that. So, and then when they do them in movies or even in books and so forth, to hear how people add on certain elements to really kind of heighten the persona that I had in my mind, I'm like going, okay, this is scaring me even more.
Yeah, but what I like about these sort of movies that play it very close to nature is if you're in a situation where you're going through a forest or in an area that has lots of forest type regions, and I remember growing up, I would be constantly in the woods playing around with, my friends would come over, my siblings, we'd all be running through the woods and playing games. And if movies like this would have came out when I was that age, or if I watched it, they would like hit home more. But now when I'm watching them as an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh, when I was a kid, I had no idea. Like all these things could have been around me the whole time, like trees with eyeballs and stuff, or like growing around. So I love kind of like forest, like some of the last few horror movies that I've seen have been like sort of like forest state horror movies, which is can be a lot of fun.
Trees that come alive.
Yeah, the creaking wood and all that. And then mansions, like there's a haunted mansion in here, it looks like, or something like that. I mean, I don't know.
At least some sort of ruins of some sort, yeah.
But it definitely seemed like they're taking it seriously, which I like because, in Bollywood, there's actually a lot of comedy horror movies. We've seen a number of them.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of them. And those I actually kind of find really, really enjoyable when they're, it's like, that's kind of how I would react.
I don't know. I'm so Parashal in Bulbulia with the cat underneath the basket, and he's like the umbrella. That's me. That's me in a horror movie right there. I'm like, back! So anyway, I'm super excited for this. I was hoping for something good from the poster art. Now we've elevated from poster art to trailer, which also looks pretty amazing.
They're doing a good job of slowly reeling us in.
And then by the end of June, which both of our birthdays, this actually almost lines up right in the middle of our birthdays. So, maybe we'll go and check it out in the theater if it's playing around us. But definitely check if it's playing around you guys and go see it. Let us know if you do see it and how you like it and all that. And what are you looking forward to the most? Like seeing Kajol in this genre? Because I am. How does she?
Does she normally do these kind?
No, I'm telling you, I don't think she's ever done anything like this.
All right.
Okay. As far as I know, I could be completely wrong.
Well, then that could be kind of interesting because if they sometimes you hear about these actors that they said they didn't really tell me what it was going to look like.
Did she know what she was signing up for?
And then, they do some of the special effects and suddenly, something pops out when it's supposed to. And it's the first time they're filming and it's the best reaction ever. It's like, oh my God, and it's like so authentic that they're like going, could never get you to act that way. But we got it. First take.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for following along with us. And this MAA hits theaters June 27th. So mark in those calendars.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
और अगर अब तक नहीं किया और ये वीडियो अच्छा लगता है फिर सब्सक्राइब कीजिए शेयर कीजिए और लाइक बटन पर
थप्पड़ मारो